domain over. So that's good. Definitely. Okay. All right. So everybody, let's jump into some things today. Got some things to show you. Want to talk about a few things as well. I'm gonna give you guys the option one more time. Anybody want to talk about anything that they have going on as far as trades? We're gonna break down some trades tonight. Ask you all what you are looking at as well, and kind of just play it. Go from there. Okay. I really wish I knew where my. This is gonna have to work for the night. All right.
I just want to say something just really quick.
Okay.
This is Sylvia.
Hey, Sylvia.
I just recently started the course, and I'm on the video where you're talking about the EMA, how you say the green line is the non-EMA and stuff like that. And it's like the more and more I watch your videos and come back to these live classes, is every day is starting to make more and more sense a little bit.
That's good. That's real good. And it takes time. This is the thing about it. I do not want you to think that you have to figure everything out in one scope, right? So for you, for example, what's going to happen for you next is this. You're going to be hearing these things, going to make sense to you, and then next thing you know, you're going to say, okay, what do I do? Which one do I do? Do I do all of them? Do I do one of them? What do I do, right? And you're going to get to the understanding of knowing this. Each thing that we show you, you can use it together, but you can also use it separately. Like when we're trading live, right? Sometimes you see, I don't even look at supply and demand zones. I don't look at pivots. I just look back at support and resistance level, and I base my entire trading off of that. But some days you may see I got supply and demand zones and support and resistance. Some days you may see I only have pivots. Okay, I'm taking whatever the market is giving me at this particular moment, and I'm going from there. Like if I'm at a resistance level and I'm a bullish person, I don't even really go through pivots, because I just know I'm at a resistance level, and I'm not looking at anything until I break this level. Nothing else matters as far as me getting into a play until I break this level. So you will see me focus on that resistance level. And once we break that resistance, then I'm saying, okay, where's my demand zones? Where's my supply zones? Where's the next pivot, and so on and so on. Okay? All right. Any other? Go ahead.
I get what you're saying. See, me, I say I want to learn, about all of it, but I get what you're saying. You can use what works for you. When you figure out what type of trader you are, what strategy works for you. You don't have to use all of it, but it's good to know.
Exactly.
Have the knowledge of.
Yep. So you know which one you have to choose from, right? And that's the main thing I want you to understand. You know what you have to choose from based upon what the market is giving you. If I know the market is giving me this, I'm going to choose this particular one.
See, you just taught me something, because when I first got into the course, I was under the impression that you had to use your pivots, you had to use your support and resistance, you had to use all of that stuff, and you really don't.
Yep.
Once you get familiar with everything and see which one best fits for you.
Exactly. Some people use market structure, and that's it, right? And then others don't use market structure. They use supply and demand. Right, JT, she's a big supply and demand person. Okay, sometimes I use the non-EMA, sometimes I do not. Okay. All right. 1 second. So, any other questions, anybody? Any other questions? And that was a great observation as well. Any other questions?
Yeah. I got a question. I'm new. It's been about a week.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Douglas.
I'm hearing terms like supply and demand and support and resistance. It seems like it's the same thing. What's the difference between those two?
Great question. Watch this.
Tell them one's on steroids and one is not.
Hey, that's a great way to put it.
I missed it.
He said one on steroids, one not. But watch this. Hold on 1 second. Let me show it to you. Here we go. All right, watch this on my screen. All right, whiteboard. Everybody can see the whiteboard right now. It's pulling up.
Yes.
Okay, this is a supply zone right here. That box is a supply zone. So the supply zone may be that might be $10 right there. And then the bottom of the supply zone may be $5. Okay, that's the supply zone. A resistance area is one level, and this one level may be $7. So I mean the support. So this support level right here. So this is a demand zone. I'm sorry. This is a demand zone, and you got $5 right here. You got $10 right here. Okay. Now this support level right here may just be $7. So the support is only $7. Okay, it's only the $7 level. But the zone, the supply and demand zones are zones. It goes from 5 to 10, or 10 to 15, or 1 to 3, whatever that zone may be. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And the support level is just one level. It's just 7, or it's just 2, or it's just 11, or it's just 12. Okay? Same.
Oh, okay.
Same thing for resistance as well.
So they exist within each other. One exists within the other.
They can. Yep. Or it may be above it, or it may be beneath it. But let me ask you this question. If you have a support level inside of a demand zone, do you think that's very strong or very weak?
Wait, ask that question again.
If you have a demand zone where there's a lot of buyers, right? And then you have a support level that represents a lot of buyers as well in the same area. So that support level is inside of that demand zone. Does that seem like it's a strong level?
Yes.
Exactly. The reason why you look at this illustration right here, why we say it's a strong level, think about this right here. If it's a war going on and I have troops right here, got one second, put a little shape right here for a little star right here for troops. Got troops right there. Right? I got I don't know what this thing went on. I just draw. I got troops right here. Got people right here. All people right here. Down here at the support level, at this demand zone, right? I have no idea what just happened. Why is my stuff erasing? 1 second. Swipe. Okay. Let me do this again. All right. Let me draw this. If I have a demand zone right here, okay, and I have people, we call them troops. We got people in a war all down here. That's my support. That's my defense level right here. Boom. They right there waiting. And then I have a line right here as well. This is support level. And I got troops right here at my support level. Okay? If somebody runs through this area right here, next thing you know, they running right back in here to more trouble, right? You see what I'm saying? They're running right back here to more buyers. So if you get past these buyers right here, don't worry about it. I got buyers right here as well. So that's telling us this is a strong area right here. So anytime I have a demand zone and I got a strong level of support in that demand zone, you can best believe I'm looking at buying calls. Any type of bounce, any type of consolidation, I'm looking more so for calls because I believe it's going to bounce and go up instead of break through. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay, good question. Any other questions? Any questions?
Why did Nvidia go up like that from last week to this week?
Say it one more time.
Why did Nvidia go up like that from last week?
Why did it go?
Today it went up a lot.
Why did it go up?
It went up a lot.
Yeah.
Is there something driving it?
It's just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time before it went back up. Just a matter of time before it went back up. This is the thing about it. So with the video earnings are coming up next week. Nvidia went down to $96. So I want you to think about it, look at it this way. Before the split, Nvidia's high was what, maybe 13,000 or about hit 14. I'm sorry, it hit 1,400. Then if you think about the numbers before the split, went from 1,400 all the way down to 960. That's like $500 off, right? And it's a the most powerful stock in the stock market right now. So it's only a matter of time before it turned around. So you got buyers sitting here saying, hey, Nvidia's at $96 right now. It was just at 140 a few weeks ago. So people bought in. Then you get reports from AMD had strong earnings. Then you get reports from TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor, saying, hey, demand is out the roof. Then you get earnings reports from Google, Meta, and all these other companies say, hey, listen, Microsoft, you say, hey, AI's helping out. We're not seeing all the money we want to see from it right now, but it's definitely making the products better. Some people are making money with it, but they say, listen, we're going to continue to spend. Okay, we're going to continue to spend. Next thing you know, the former CEO of Google comes out and say, hey, I'm talking to all these companies, and they still saying they're spending $300 billion. I think you said $300 billion on AI, and the majority of that money is going to Nvidia. He say, I'm not saying this is a stock recommendation, but read between the lines. So you got all these things coming out, and then Nvidia is sitting there around $96, $100, $115. That's a great opportunity to buy in, right? And you buy in, and now the market's pushing up. And then if the market right now, you look at the market, Nvidia is at 129, basically 130. A couple days ago, Nvidia was at, like I said, 96. A couple weeks ago, $96. If Nvidia hit their earnings at the end of the month, Nvidia probably be somewhere around, I'll say a cool 160, 170 by a couple days into September. Just my thought process. So that's it's just a great company. Like, it's a great company. Nvidia is gonna do it the same. It's gonna do the exact same thing it did last time. It's gonna run up again. Then it's gonna fall right back down to probably a 130, 140 again. Then it's gonna push back up to 170 again and hit 200. Then Nvidia probably fall back down to 180. Then it's gonna go to 250. Then it's gonna go to 300. Then it's gonna go to 400. It's gonna just keep on going. That's my thought process of it. It's gonna go with the flow of the market, though. Makes sense.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yes.
But it was only a matter of time that it was going to happen.
So, Chris, when you plan on getting back in?
Oh, I'm in the video. I never left.
Oh, you still in there?
Yeah, I went through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I was down 40K, but I was down.
I know.
Yeah, and I bought more. When I was down 40K, I said, let me buy some more. I wish I'd bought a little bit more. All right, but
that's kind of where I'm at with Chipotle right now. Like I got it out in September. It was doing pretty good for me then. Oh yeah, when the CEO left and went to Starbucks, it dropped. So
yeah.
I don't know if I should stay here. I've been adding on though. It'll come up a little bit and then the drop. I add on.
Yeah. I mean, because it's in due time. Chipotle is a great company. Granted, they did lose that. Had they named a new CEO yet at Chipotle?
Yeah, they have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did the stock bounce did the stock bounce at all when they named him?
Yeah, the first day when they lost their old CEO, it bounced, and then it dropped. Then the next day it bounced, and then it's kind of been up and down a little bit, consolidated the last couple of days.
Okay, got you. All right.
I think you'll probably see Chipotle move a little bit coming up on the earnings.
When is Chipotle's
earnings? When your
earnings?
contract expire?
September the 21st. Do you know when their earnings is?
Should be coming up next month. Hold on a second.
Why is this thing next? 1 second. But yeah, but to,
I hate to tell you that, but
1 second. Yeah, but to your point though, I think Chipotle is a great company. So
Yeah, that's kind of why I got in. I was listening to a little bit of news, and I went ahead and hopped in.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, their earnings coming up September.
Okay, appreciate it.
like Chris, they business model is strong. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? All right.
You think SPY gonna keep going up?
So for the time being, I do. SPY has no choice but to continue to go up through the month of August, just based upon if Nvidia hit earnings, it's gonna pull SPY up. It's gonna pull QQQ up as well. I would be favoring QQQ more than anything right now than SPY. But I mean, I would trade both of them. I mean, you can see they both moving, but QQQ is definitely going to get the weight of AI pushing back up. Today, AMD's not merger, but I think they purchased. I forgot the name of the company, but they purchased a company today. That was big for AMD. They kind of got like a push. I think they went up like $6 today, so they got a small push or a nice size push. And then with Nvidia running, and then you're just gonna start seeing all the other playmakers running as well. It's going to really make QQQ do what it's going to do. But SPY, you can see SPY still was up $5 today. SPY's at $5.60, everybody.
I brought a SPY to go to $5.59, and then I got out of it at $5.58, but I took the profit. But
Good
now
stuff.
when it went to $5.59, that market closed, I'm like, man, whoa.
Good stuff. Listen, good stuff. Good play. Listen, you took profit at a perfect place though. You took profit at a nice level of resistance. So listen, nice level of resistance.
Right before it dropped. I'm talking about as soon as it dropped, I'm like, damn, I did good. But when it went up to $5.59, I'm like, did I do good?
Hey, listen, whenever you take profits, you did good, right? Whenever you take profits, that means you did extremely well. Okay, so no words there. You did extremely well.
Chris, would you tell him the object is not to lose money?
Exactly, that's the object. Hey, it's
oh yeah.
Hey,
I hit on both trades today. It wasn't a lot, but hey, it's $100. It wasn't long, but I hit.
Somebody go ahead and tell him what did he just say wrong? Somebody tell me what he just said wrong. What did
just $100?
Just $100.
Hey.
Oh yeah, that's me battling McGree, but I gotta keep it real. Yeah, that's me battling McGree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, brother. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you take that $100, make that every day during a trading day, that's an extra what? 25,000 for something?
25. Yep, 25,000 a year.
I mean, if you had a job and you made extra 25,000, you can't hurt with that. You got to think about it. Once that money starts building up, you'll be able to put more money in there to play with. So you want to look at that percentage, man. Look at that percentage. Like I played QQQ. I did a one little contract in my Robinhood account. I put in $54. Made an additional like 40-50%. I was happy with that. Even though if I would have stayed in, I would have made over $100 myself. But sometimes you got to look at the little plays, the little money you make can end up being big. Once you start building that account up, believe me, it's gonna add up. Just do this. If you start out with say $500, make 10% of your account each week, you'll be able to be a millionaire within 2 years. 10% of your account within a week. Now it sounds like it's very easy, and it can be. But once everybody that's new start getting into this, you're gonna find, just like they said, when things are working well, you gotta find something to come your way to bring you back to reality. Reality is gonna be your mindset. And just like you said before, greed. It's going to be all the emotional aspects of this game and stuff. But if you can master that part of it, got the poker face, and be able to deal with it, man, you're going to kill it. And you can kill it even when you got those emotions. You just got to be smart.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Hey, good job. That's a good job, man.
Hey, baby, y'all check me every time I'm on Christmas. That's what we here for. They check.
And one thing I learned too, like we be cool with taking a 10-15% loss. Sometimes we gotta be cool with taking that 10-15% win as well.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Put on again, Tyrone.
Take that 10-15% as well.
Oh yeah. Got to. It's a game changer taking that 10-15%. It'll change your life. You don't even know it. Change your life.
Yeah.
Yep, man, I don't know if anybody played QQQ today. QQQ ran, but it ran.
Yeah, I listened to y'all. That's why I took the 100. But what y'all saying? If you green, you can't go red. So I was like, it's green. That's why I got out of both trades. I'm like, I'm green, man. That's it. Let's do this. Just go get out.
Yep.
And those percentages work. Just think that S&P only give you about 7% a year.
Yes.
You're doing 10% in a day, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Percentages.
Yep. Yep. It's good
Okay,
stuff.
now you put it in perspective. Yeah, you got check me. Hey, y'all check me, man. Hey, I be tripping. Check me. Check me.
It ain't just you, bro. We all do sometimes.
Exactly. We all do the exact same thing over and over and over. We get so greedy, it's ridiculous, man. I'm telling you. I hate it when I get greedy and lose too, man. It drives me crazy. I'd be so mad at myself, man. It'd be crazy, but
I tell you, y'all gonna get to that one day. You might be up $250. You said, I'm gonna wait another minute. All of a sudden, you get that big drop. That 250 going.
Be in tears, be hurting, but you be like, come on, man. Lord have mercy. Right, hey, you right there the resistance level, right there the supply zone. You know you should be getting out, man. The whole thing telling you get out, but you stay in, man. It's hurtful. It's painful, brother. I tell you the truth. Anyway.
I did that on Friday with that 150. That's why I took the 100 today.
That's how it happens, man. But you eventually get tired of it. You start taking those profits, and then you'll try your best not to look at the computer. So it'll definitely and like I said, the confidence will come, everybody. The confidence is literally gonna come with just pushing the button and knowing that you have your stop loss set. Is no other confidence. I really want you guys to read trading in the zone. But might as well show you. Also, I wrote a book, right? I know most people probably wouldn't read Trading the Zone, so I got a book that shows the top 10 thought processes of Mark Douglas from Trading in the Zone. So I'm gonna put that in the portal for everybody so you can see that in the portal. DB, that video is DB on here right now? DB, I have not forgotten about you, man. We had to chop that video up.
I'm right here.
We had to chop we was putting it in the portal. Then we realized we had to chop it up and all that stuff. So that's why it hadn't been there, because it hadn't been chopped up. I promise you, brother, we got you, okay?
All right, I got 50. I already know.
Okay. All right, but yeah. So, but anyway, everybody. So, yeah. So that was so that's kind of what's driving the market today. Any other questions? Any other questions?
Can we look at Palantir?
Palantir, yes, ma'am. We'll take a look at it in a few. Palantir, let's take a look at it. All right. So, Palantir, tell me your thoughts. Are you in a play on Palantir? What's your thoughts?
I want to get in a play. I'm not in a play yet.
Okay, so here we go. Why can't I see? All right, there we go. All right, everybody can see my screen now?
Yeah.
All right, and Miss Tamora, I got you next. Miss Tamora. Palantir, is it over here? My watch list loaded. Is it PTLR or PRLTR?
PL. Yeah.
PLTR. Gotcha. All right, Palantir.
Yeah.
All right. So right now, Palantir. Go to the 1 year, 1 day right? I think we at all-time highs, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, we have blown past those all-time highs. Okay. All right. So we have blown past the all-time highs. We've been above the all-time highs for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days now. Boom, boom, boom. So we are above we're above the high right now. We're at 330. We're at 3250. The 9 is at 3034. Okay. The past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had basically 6 out of 8 green days. 6 out of 8 green days. Let's go down to the 4-hour time frame. Matter of fact, let me do this first before I even go to the 4-hour time frame. Let me pull up Trading View right quick. Look at Palantir, PLTR. Take a look at the day time frame. Okay. 4-hour time frame. Oh yeah, we are all-time high. I'm like, what's going on? Yep, so we're all-time highs. Okay, so right now we're all-time highs, so there's no looking to the left. There's nothing to look at to the left. Okay, so we're all-time highs right now. What I would feel comfortable with Palantir, just my thought process. I'm looking right here on the 1 year, 1 day time frame, right? This is the 1 year, 1 day time frame. We broke this level of support right there, right? We broke that level of support. When we broke through, we kind of sat there for like a day and we took off. Personally, I would rather wait for a pullback before entering into PLTR right now. I believe there's probably better trades you can enter into at the moment because it's already broken out, broke through that resistance level, and it kind of is going straight up right now. Okay, I believe there probably be some consolidation or a pullback, and then off of that pullback and consolidation, that would be the entry point. Right now, you don't want to enter in because it's already made its move. It already ran. Okay, this is how it looks on TradingView. If I go back to, and it's just my personal opinion, right? It also depends on how long you're gonna hold it for, right? If you're gonna hold it for the short term, I'll be more hesitant on the short term to get in right now. But as you can see, the play happened, right? The play's already happened. Down here was your entry point. We had decision-making time, right? And then we had, matter of fact, let's break it down right quick. Let's break Palantir down right quick. Let's do the whole scope right quick. So you can understand when I say the play has already happened, what I actually mean by that, okay? So what I want to focus on right here, let's break down Palantir. Let's focus on right here. Support level, right? Resistance level. Everybody see that support and resistance level right there?
Wait, hold on.
Take a look at it. You see that it came right here on the 1 day time frame, hit right there 1 time, hit right there 2 times, hit right there 3 times, hit right there 4 times. Right here, came right there, hit 1 time, couldn't break. I can actually bring this line down some, honestly, right here. Move that, put it right here maybe, right around there. Boom.
Wait, why did you draw your support line right there?
Take a look right here. If I look to the left as well, you see right here, it was resistance right there, resistance right there, resistance right here. It was support right here, support right here, support right here, support right there. You see that? Resistance right there, resistance right here, some support right there, support, 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 support. The stock could not break this level ever since it went back above it. Since it broke above it, it could not break this level. You see it? Okay, and now I drew resistance right here, and if you look at it, resistance right here, we have all of this right here is support. All of that is support. All of this right here is resistance. Okay? Makes sense? So if you were watching Palantir, you would say, okay, I see my support and resistance levels. All right? I see support and resistance. So I'm watching this stock to see if it breaks above my resistance and so on and so on. Okay? Also, while we were right here inside of this box consolidating, we also had some decision-making time action happening. Decision-making time, decision-making time, decision-making time, decision-making time, right? 9 EMA starts to go up. Big boy candlestick breaks through what? Our resistance level. Okay? Soon as it broke through that resistance level, it came right back here to another resistance level, which basically is an all-time high. Kind of come right around here, resistance, right? But the all-time high is really right there. Broke through resistance, went straight to an all-time high. Okay? Now, ever since we had decision-making time, the decision-making time is when the dog started to run away. Decision-making time is when everything took off, when the play actually happened. Okay? Now, the play has happened, and it has taken off over the past, 9-10 days. It has taken off, and it's going up higher each and every day. Except for 1 day, it ended up a little lower, 2 days. Okay? So the play has already happened. Now that the play has happened, we know we want to see it come back to this non-EMA. That's the next entry. Somebody may say, well, Chris, what if it keeps going up? It keeps going up. But a high probability trade tells us that this stock has already ran away. That play has already gone. So therefore, before we get into Palantir, we need to see a pullback because the stock has literally run from $26 to $32. And that's what? $6 move in 9 days. We want to see some type of pullback or consolidation. If we get consolidation and that non-EMA catches up with the candlesticks, that's a perfect opportunity to buy in. Set a stop loss down here somewhere, and you're good to go. Okay? So I will be waiting on Palantir.
Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question again, because I'm kind of stuck on that support and resistance.
Mm-hmm.
When you drew that support line, that green candle with the wick that's down there a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I got you. You want to know why I didn't go down to the wick?
Yeah, how come you didn't go to the wick, even though that's what throwing me off?
Yep. Watch this.
That support if the wick.
Watch it. And now think about this. Keep in mind, if you wanted to, you can go down to the wick if you wanted to, right? But this is what I want to show you. Okay? Take a look right here. If I look back in history, I see resistance right here, right? See how it comes to this line right here? Resistance does. I see resistance right here at this same line, right? Look where the body is sitting at. The body is sitting where? At the line, right? The body is sitting at the line. Right here, the stock broke through, right? But it came back and the body is sitting where? Right there at the line, right? Right here, it wicked down. When it wicked down, what did it hit to? What did it hit? That line. Right here, it wicked down right here. What did it hit? The line. Right here, it wicked down. It came right back above. It's right around this line. This line is more attractive than this wick down there. You see what I'm saying? The stock is hanging around this line right here more than it's hanging around here. So you want to, when you're looking for support and resistance, you're looking for, if there's a lot of consolidation going on, you're looking to see where is the place where is everybody congregating at. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it helped me out a little. I just have to focus more on it.
Yep. Just focus. Look at and when you see a long wick, you want to say, okay, I see that long wick. If you don't see anything really else around that long wick, you want to say, okay, where's the body of it set? Where's the body? Let me look at the next candlestick that came down to that. Where's the next candlestick? Where's the next candlestick? And you will see where price is being attracted to. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hi, everyone. Can I interject a little bit?
Go ahead.
Would it be helpful to know how the candle is opening and closing, maybe?
Yeah, that's true. Definitely. So, for example, with the green one, that's a great observation, Ms. Abigail. Look right here. A green candlestick. When does it open? At the top or the bottom? Green candlestick opens right here at the what? The bottom.
At the bottom.
It pushed down here. Buyers bought it up. And it came up and closed right here. Boom. Closed right there. Mm-hmm. But we see it open where? Right around this area right here. Over here, if we look over here, a red candlestick opens the top, right? Opens the top, push up, push down, close where? Right around that orange line. Same thing for this one. It closed right around that orange line. This one right here, on the way up, it opened at the bottom. Where did it close at? Right at this orange line. Mm-hmm. Okay, this one right here, open at the bottom. Where did it close at? Right at that orange line. This one right here, it pushed down and hit that orange line, bounced up, closed right here. This one right here, closed right there. It's close to that orange line, and that's where most of the prices are actually happening. Okay?
Can I ask a question on this as well, please?
Yep, go ahead, Miss Charlotte V.
So you see the first time that the 9 went below the 20, like right where you were circling before. So like, what if you were looking at that big red candle and you were like, oh, it went below the 20 and then the RSI is kind of low. I mean, it's not 30, but it's kind of low. So you're like, oh, it's going to go down. Like, how would I have known not to go down?
Great question. So this is what she's saying, everybody. She's saying right here on Palantir, right here, the non-EMA crossed below the 21, correct? and you got a big boy candlestick right here, correct? So all signs are pointing to the downside. But tell me, let me ask you this question, see if you know the answer. If you don't, it's perfectly fine. Tell me, why would you say no, not yet?
Why would I say no, not even yet?
The green line.
Because there was no candle that went below this level yet.
Say it one more time.
And there was no candle that went below the $26 mark yet. Is that why? Like no full candle?
Yep, that's like right there at it. I want you to say it a different way.
It wasn't retested below that support zone yet.
So you said support. Who's at support?
Oh, this red candle right now. Like nothing fell below it.
But who's at?
Yet.
But why did nothing fall below? And who is sitting at support?
The buyers.
The buyers.
The buyers. There. So right now, you already know this is a strong level of support. You already know that buyers are down here. So you ask the question, you think about it. Do you buy puts at a location where buyers are?
Oh, no, you don't.
No. And to your point was, it didn't break through and come back and retest and then push back down. But initially and originally, we don't buy puts at a strong level of support, and we do not buy calls at a strong level of resistance. Will we miss out on plays? Yes, we will. But I'd rather miss out on a play and lose $0 than get into a play and lose a lot of money. Make sense?
Can you repeat that again? You said we don't buy calls where.
So we don't buy puts. We do not buy puts at a strong level of support where buyers are, and we do not buy calls at a strong level of resistance where the sellers are for high probability trades. Okay? Same thing for demand zones. I do not buy puts in the demand zone, and I do not buy calls in the supply zone. I want to see it go through the supply, go through the demand.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. So, yep, go ahead.
What about that red doji right down there in the middle?
Yep.
What happened right there? The red doji right there, and then a green,
Yep. This is a gap. So keep in mind, this right here when the market was falling. The market was falling, right? Failed that. So this is something. So think about this. It happened during this session while we were in this consolidation mode, right? But it did not happen based off of normal trading activity. Okay? It's very important for you to understand normal trading activity and some craziness going on. This is when we go ahead.
I'm sorry, was it like over the weekend or something?
This is when Japan basically said they was raising rates and the market just fell down overnight.
Oh.
So the market, like the whole market dropped down. That affected this as well. But as you can see, what happened 2 days, 2 days later, it went right back into what?
Mm-hmm.
Into this place and start consolidating for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you did have these two moves right here, but those are there was a non-normal trading sessions. That's what I call them. So anytime when you see things going back to normal activity, that means the stock's just going right back to where they came from previously. We fell right here, tried to push up, fell back down. Next day, crazy gap up. Put me right back where I'm supposed to be in this inside this box. Okay.
Chris, hi. Can you explain the gap again to me?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't understand.
Yep. So when you think about a gap, look right here. A gap would be from right here to right there. That gap right there. So we see the market when we went to sleep when the market closed at 4 p.m. on this particular on 4 p.m. on a 1 year 1 day time frame, the market closed right here at $26. Okay? The next day when we woke up, the market had dropped down to $24.75. Okay? So that's $1 and some change move that happened overnight. That's a gap. Okay?
Okay.
Now, if we look right here, it's one more gap right here. Take a look right here. From basically right here to right here, or I can kind of go on up either way, however you want to put it. We're open it right around, open the top. So right around here, basically kind of almost. This is a gap as well. When we went to sleep at night, we was at $24. When we woke up, it was at $27. That's a gap as well. Because we went to sleep at one point, and the next day we woke up and it was $1 higher, 50 cents higher, whatever it was higher. It's a space where it went up overnight. Okay? And the majority of time, gaps have to be filled, meaning that eventually price has to come back and fill this gap right here, just unless it just goes crazy to the upside.
It would be a pullback.
Yep, on a pullback.
Okay.
So when the pullbacks happen, like when the market is selling off and when pullback happens, we're looking for gaps to be filled. So we're saying, okay, this might be a nice buying opportunity once this gap is filled. So that's okay, let me buy in right there. If it keeps falling down, okay, where's the next potential gap we can see the stock market come to? Boom, it comes down to this gap. Okay, that's another buying opportunity potentially, right? That's how you want to look at gaps for buying opportunities. If the market is bullish and going up and the market is falling down, those are opportunities to buy in and hold for a little while. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Hey Chris, how you doing?
How you doing, Ms.
Nina? How
Nina?
you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. I have a question. I know there's an indicator in TradingView because I'm trying to really understand like the risk to reward ratio, and I know there's an indicator that you showed us in TradingView that will like give you that you can kind of like pull out. But is there something in Thinkorswim that you can maybe gauge?
Not that I know of. Let me say, not that I know of. If anybody else know of an indicator in TradingView that can help you with the risk to reward, please let me know as well. But I haven't seen one that I know of.
Yeah, because sometimes I guess I'm kind of just trying to learn about that a little bit and trying to understand a little bit more, because you can say I'm going to risk $10 or $20. You can put that in your mind, but based on where you have to place your stop, it may not always work out like that. If I make sense.
No, you make sense.
So
And go ahead.
Just trying to understand it more, because in TradingView, it gives you a good understanding, but I guess I'm just trying to see with Thinkorswim how it would work.
Yeah, so no, in Thinkorswim it necessarily doesn't show. But if you're using TradingView and if you're using Thinkorswim Active Trader, you can do the dollar amount, but you can't. There's no way to really show the percentage even before you get into a trade. I like looking at TradingView sometimes so I can see before I even get into my trade. I know the percentage I'm potentially willing to risk, and I know how much I will make if it go to my level. But in TradingView, I haven't witnessed that. I haven't seen it. But I will do some digging and some research. I'm sure there's something out there. And also, I'm gonna show you all this. It's this guy on YouTube, man. He creates so many scripts for Thinkorswim. I can go through his information and see if he has one. I'll give you guys a link to it as well. Only thing I don't like about it is that it makes Thinkorswim run slower, in my opinion. So that's why I kind of stopped using it. But I'll see if I can find that as well. Because you can write code for Thinkorswim to kind of create almost anything almost. All right. Ms. Tamora, on you.
Hi, Chris.
How you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm well.
So as I was sitting here and you were going through Palantir, I think I may see my issue. But I'm gonna go ahead and ask the question anyways for the benefit of the class.
Okay.
Last Friday I entered 2 trades, SPY and Nvidia.
Okay.
Calls. And right before the end of the day, I put on I thought I was putting on a stop loss for both. SPY, I put it at $1. And before the market closed, I noticed it took me out of the trade, and I'm looking at the candles, and I said, it never came to $1. What the heck?
Yep.
And when I look at it, I didn't have anything else to gauge it by, but it says sell X limit GTC. And because I'm so accustomed to doing my trailing stops, I don't know what it really looks like just to put on a routine stop.
Got you.
My Nvidia trade, I got stopped out of my Nvidia trade this morning, and I just looked and I see it just says sell stop 36 cents. So I must have selected stop limit by mistake. Do you know the difference between a stop limit and a stop?
So I use a stop. I don't use a stop limit, right? So with the stop limit, say for example, you put it at, and this is just being, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but whenever you do anything limit wise, that means if you put a stop at $1.36, that means when that mark price get to that $1.36, that's when it's going to stop out, right? That's when it's going to stop. If you put a stop in at $1.36, it may stop you out at $1.38. It may stop you out at $1.35, and you may lose a tad bit more. But with a stop limit, you're saying, hey, I want to see it stopped out at $1.36 no matter what happens. That stop is almost like a market stop where you say, hey, you can stop me. I know I want to get out at 136, but I'm cool. We get out at 135. I'm cool. Get out at 137, 138, whichever one. Okay, that's the difference. So to kind of give you an idea what happened, right, of what happened to you, you had a dollar stop, so that dollar stop may have been close, right? It may have been close, but you said you got stopped out right as the market's about to close. As soon as the market closed, in those last 10 minutes of the market goes what? It goes very, very volatile. It goes crazy, up and down, up and down, up and down. So one thing that we can't see that your stop price, the stock may be trading at $1.36 as far as your mark price, and your stop loss may be $1.22, and you say it was just at $1.36. That's what it's trading at, $1.36, but your stop price is at $1.22. When that market goes volatile, if somebody puts a bid order in or a buy order in at 122, even though it's trading at 136, it's going to stop you out. Because the spread got so much wider, those last few moments of the market, it stops you out. Okay?
So the spread can change that, like that? Like the spread can change 30 cents, 36 cents? It can be that much of a spread?
Yep. Last week, I was up $4,200 for the day. I was up $4,200 for the day, all day long, because the video was consolidating. The last minute at 3:59, I went from being up $4,200 to being up $1,700 because somebody on that contract put an order in at a certain price and it dropped my bid price down or my mark price down. And that just like that, and it can stop you out like that, right? So that's so when the market becomes volatile, that can happen. Even when Jerome Powell is speaking at 2:30, one day I felt like I was smart. I got into a put and I put a stop loss in. As soon as 2:30 hit, I got stopped out. The stock literally didn't even go up there. You see what I'm saying? But that spread, that bid and ask spread happened, driving the mark price to a certain level, boom, stopped you out just like that. So it can happen. It can happen when it's real volatile. I know you was mad because if you would have held that overnight, you'd been like, good geese Louise, right? And,
you know I
was. So I know you was disappointed. I've been so hot, but yeah. So if that's what happens.
I feel good that I picked two good trades.
Mm-hmm.
I just my stop losses were too close.
Exactly. And the thing about it is
that's because I didn't use market structure because my account haven't been trading the best recently.
Mm-hmm.
In managing my risk.
Got you.
So my account got lower than I wanted to, and I put a dollar amount on my stop loss as opposed to following market structure. But that's to protect what I have. So that's, you know, that's just where I am at the moment. But
that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. That definitely makes sense. And what I want you to think about is this, right? Even if you got into a trade at the end of the day, honestly, there's no. I always tell people to use stop loss, but if you get into a trade at the end of the day, you don't have to use a stop loss because no matter what happens, even overnight, it's not going to stop you out. Right? The market's not going to stop you out because the next morning, if it drops down low, it's already down there, so it's not going to stop you out over the weekend, right? But to your point,
wait. Don't let that go over my head.
So, say for example, if you get into a trade on Thursday night at 3:58, if you set a stop loss, the market cannot sell that position after 4 p.m. So if the market falls down during the nighttime, the stop is already blown past your stop loss. Right, so you're still going to lose.
Next day, if it's still down, then it shows that I've lost.
Eventually, it'll sell out, and you still down that amount of money. You see what I'm saying? So that's another way to think about it. Another way to think about it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Good stuff. No problem. Any other questions? And I'm gonna jump into some things today, so we can jump into some breaking down this market. All right. Okay. So let's take a look at everything. Take a look. Okay. So first thing I want to do is this week coming up, we have the Jackson Hole, right? Jackson Hole is basically where the feds come together. I believe they come together like in Kansas City sometime. And Jerome Powell is going to be speaking on, I think Jerome Powell is going to be speaking on Friday. So on Friday, we should hear Jerome Powell speak. That's going to be interesting. That could possibly move the market some. As of right now, the expectation is if it moves the market, it's going to move the market in a positive manner, right? A positive place. So they believe he's going to be dovish. So when we say somebody's talking dovish, that means they're talking in a manner that's going to be good for the market to continue to go up. Okay? Why can't I see my screen? 1 second. That's that. Okay, this is it. Okay, there we go. All right. So look at some data points right quick. Okay? All right, so everybody can see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, so right now, okay, let me make it bigger. Okay, here we go. So on my screen right now, okay, so the expectation, everybody, right, going back since 1950, okay, 1950, okay, we're going to focus on Q2, the second half of the year, right? The data tells us whenever the first half of the year, 1 second, why does it keep doing this? Okay. 1 second, why is it doing this? 1 second, something doesn't look right. Okay, so whenever the market, the first half of the year is greater than 10%, okay, greater than 10%, like this year was, the second half of the year is right at 10% almost as well, okay? So the same 10% increase we saw in Q1, the first half of the year from January to July, we're expecting to see those same results in the second half of 2024. That's just based off of the data from 1950, the S&P 500. So if the S&P 500 is greater than 10%, we're expecting to see roughly around a 10% increase as well in the second half, and that happens 83% of the time. Okay, so that's not bad at all. Okay, so with that being said, we're looking to have in this year on a positive note. Of course, it's not going to be a quick, fast, easy ride up, but it should be a nice ride up. Okay? Should be a nice ride up. Next thing is this. Everyone, let's pay attention to what's been happening. So you remember we've been hearing everybody say we're rotating out of technology. We're rotating out of technology. That was true. We were rotating out of technology, but I want to show you guys something. This is why I believe technology will lead the run going back up. If you look right here, you got the FANG stocks. Okay, when the drop happened from July 31st to August 5th, you see the FANG stocks, technology was one of the hardest ones that were hit. Look down here, technology, 9% loss, right? Almost 10% loss, and this one right here is a 5% loss. Okay, it was hit hard. Okay, but as you can see from August 5th to now, when you look at the market, what happened? We have an increase, 10.8%, 10.3%. That means these stocks have bounced 10% since August the 5th. So they was hit hard when the market fell down ever since the Japan, what they call it, the Black Monday. It was hit hard, but then on the bounce back up, take a look. It performed the best. Technology performed the best. Remember, we said this, I said this on Monday, I said this, or last week, I said I believe QQQ will perform better than the S&P 500. And as you can see, QQQ is outperforming the S&P 500. Both of them doing great, so it's not really a comparison, but both of them are doing great. Okay? So technology is still in charge. Technology is still in charge, and it's still pushing forward. Hold on one second. I'll be right back, everybody. Okay? 1 second. All right. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. All right, so the last thing I want to show you is this. So, as you can see, technology got hit the hardest and it bounced back as well. Okay, it's bouncing back strong as well. Last thing I want to show you is this. Is about Jackson Hole. Got rid of that. All right, so at the Jackson Hole, okay, the last few times we had the Jackson Hole, we had a 2% gain, 2021, 2022. When that data came out, we had bearish activity. Why was it bearish? That was 2022. The market was actually just falling in general, about to start falling in general. And Jerome Powell was negative. He talked negative during Jackson Hole, and it caused the market to fall down. Okay? In 2021, he was positive, he was dovish, and the market gained 2%. In 2023, when Jackson Hole hit, he was dovish as well. He was talking positive, and the market went up. Okay? I think it had like a 3% or 4% increase in 2023. So this year, we are expecting a dovish Jerome Powell, meaning on Friday, if he's dovish, we should see next week be a pretty strong week. Okay? Potentially. Okay? Potentially see it strong. I think I lost sound. Unless something else comes out. Okay? Everybody good?
Good for now.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So let's break down SPY. Let's break down SPY. S&P 500. Look at this move right here, everybody. And I hate to say it, I'm saying it one more time. Remember, when we was down here at 510, what did I say? I say, everybody, when the market goes back to 560, you don't want to be looking back at 510 and saying, man, I wish I would have gotten in. Okay? Opportunities, when we understand that we're in a bullish moment. We're in a bullish moment, meaning we are in a bullish year. We're in a bullish 2-3 years probably. Right? All dips are buying opportunities. And you will be rewarded for buying in on the dip. Okay? So, a couple of days ago, we was down here at 510. Right now, we're here at basically 560. Right now, at this very moment, we're at 560, basically. 559.61. And we have an all-time high of 565. Everybody, we're literally $5 away from an all-time high. But 2 weeks ago, the whole world was coming to an end, Craig. The whole world was literally coming to an end 2 weeks ago. You got rumors of wars. You got Japan raising rates. You got people just think the market is just, people think a recession is coming. All of these things are happening and the market falls down. A lot of money is lost. And then right now today, you get headlines like this. Look at this headline, everybody. Can you guys see this headline? You can't see the headline. But the headline says this. S&P, NASDAQ 100 extend 8-session winning streak as Wall Street jitters go poof. Wall Street jitters go poof. And I'm glad that you all was able to